tubes because we can actually start streaming for once. I am also, I realized that my go live notification does say that we didn't have any tech issues. That's called lying. Because everything is, in fact, a little bit horrible right now. I woke up and I came over to my computer to like set everything up for the day, and it actually just like the cats had I guess pulled on a wire and broke one of my monitors. So I'm down to one monitor today. But you know we're making the best of things. We're making the best of things even with the broken monitor. Well, I kind of want my ad watching to help you creators out, but I guess the blocker re-blacklisted Twitch. I mean, I don't really mind either way. Ask Kat to reimburse. Tragically, she is just a little guy. She is too young to hold a job. Otherwise, I definitely would. I do think the cat should pay for her crimes, but I will have to simply enact payment via Snuggles. Question, if I do this, can you hear the buzzing? I feel like you might be able to, so I'm gonna not do that. I need to find a way to navigate some stuff. Hold on. You heard no buzzing? Well, it's been adjusted anyway, just to be safe. Alright, I'm also gonna turn my little dial down a bit. Sorry for all the setup. I didn't expect it to be 6 minutes of just doing absolutely nothing. Here, what temperature are we at? Okay, that's fine. I might go ahead and do all the leaves and then get into the flower. I forget what kind of flower this is. I had it written down and everything, but I forgot. I don't think it's a peony. But yeah, I hate ads. Is the cat at least paying off their crime bill and purrs and general cuteness? Yeah. The cat prefers my wife, generally. Like the cat that I suspect did the crimes. So, pays more to my wife than to me. But, you know, any cuteness is appreciated. But yeah, as much as I do appreciate like people supporting me as a creator by like having ad block off, I honestly hate ads more than I care about money. It's why, well, I don't pay for, it's why I pay for like Spotify premium, even though Spotify is the devil. Because I'm just like, no. Um, I was going through my settings today and I saw that for some ungodly reason, Twitch allows you to turn on ads to subscribers, which is an insane toggle to me. Like you can pay the $5 expecting to get no ads, and then a streamer can just choose to run them anyway. And I don't understand why people would do that. I think it would be a really fun April Fool's Day prank, though. I think like one of the big creators could get away with it. Like if I guess does Ludwig stream on uh, Twitch anymore? If Cutie Cinderella, someone that I do know probably streams on our platform, like if she wanted to, she could just be like, "Oh yeah, here's a very normal stream," and then it's just all ads, and even the subscribers like can't get through. I recently lost my Spotify premium and I'm slowly losing my mind to the ads instead of being. Oh no. Oh no. That's horrible. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've considered like just going and downloading all of my favorite music and just like get it going offline as far as my music tastes are concerned, but I can't do it. I need my little algorithm. If I paid for subs and I still had to watch ads, yeah, I wouldn't be watching. Yeah, it's such a night. Like, who, who at Twitch thought that that's a good idea? And I want to know. Like, I want to know I want names of the people that like would use that feature. Like, tell me who you are. I just want to talk. I have a couple of questions about your well-being. I like this song. The song is cute. Oh, I think I need to turn my heat up a bit. I think it's a bit too low. The top brass thought that it was a good revenue, possibly. Yeah, it feels like a decision like management would make. Like, oh, surely we just, you know, creators love options. What if we just gave them more options? It's like, no, we want options on like moderation. We don't want this. I so want Twitch to stream me the smell of this art right now. Yeah, it does smell very much like a campfire. Um so it is quite good. There have been times where I've accidentally had like a piece of tape or something stuck to the wood, and that does not smell good at all. Because that is just like melted plastic. But in general, it smells quite nice. I do have a problem. Like I used to like burn for 6 or 8 hours at a time. When I was like first getting started, I got like really, really hyper focused in on it. And that became a problem for my family members who didn't like that our house smelled like it was burning down. So I had to like open a window and have fans going all the time. And even then, I had to like limit myself. Because it was like giving my family a headache. And I'm just like, I can't smell it. And they're like, babe, your room like is foggy. There's too much smoke. You're gonna get hurt. Around the same time, I also got a face mask that I've promptly never used, especially now that I'm streaming. Like I could pull like a Ronbu and be like a masked streamer, but I just don't like how it makes my audio sound. It also makes my face look a little bit like a duck because it like protrudes out. And it protrudes out to give it room for there to be a filter in there, but it does just give me a particularly duck-like like visage. So I don't wear it too often, even though I probably should. And I also don't run fans when I'm streaming again for the noise reason. So I just kind of sit here, and afterwards I put an air purifier on, or I'll light a candle, which admittedly doesn't help much with the burning smell, but it adds new scents to the mix. I mean, Doug Streamer might be the next big thing. Oh my god, there's a squirrel outside. It's not eating pizza this time. I don't know what it's eating. It's burying something that I don't think it's aware, like, shouldn't be buried. Because it is still eating, like, leftovers, but it's trying to bury it in the ground outside my window. And I'm like, babe, that's just gonna rot. You have to eat that now. That's not gonna be good. Unless it's like, I guess, McDonald's or something. Yeah, there's so many squirrels. Get them a small fridge. That would be so cute. I have seen those fridges that are like the size of a shoebox, basically, and they're meant for like children to store like 3 drinks in. Um, I bet you could train a squirrel to open a tiny little fridge. I bet they're smart enough for that. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at my guides and going, I don't understand what this means. I'm just gonna freehand, which is what I end up doing a solid half of the time. Okay. I just look at what I've done. I go, oh, what were you thinking? What was the plan here? There wasn't one. Plan here is something generally more like this, where these are kind of the highlighted parts that are curling up and over itself. But I do want some that are just, I don't. They can scale a fenced-in, free-floating, armored bird feeder, no problem. They can absolutely open a tiny fridge. you know, that's a very fair point. I had never thought about it like that. Ouch. Got too hot. I got too low down on the burner and it hurt me. Whoop. And then we're gonna do a little. There we go. like how this is turning out. I don't quite know how to emphasize the ones that are curling up and over that way. I guess just with shading. If we make the lines down here darker. Oh, I must hydrate. The Not Peony is really popping already. Thank you. Oop. Hydrate my finger. Unfortunately, the only drink that I have on hand is a berry smoothie. It doesn't look very appealing, but it's berry and chocolate. So I will not be dipping my finger in that. I'll like hold it on the outside to cool it down. Sounds very delish, but fair on the not dipping. Yeah, it does taste quite good. I gave some to my wife, but she was not a fan because it doesn't have like a sugar in it. It's mixed berries, chia, and I believe flax seeds, some unprocessed cacao, and some maple syrup and honey. And it is a lot of cacao. I will admit. Oh, hello. Hello, Brian. Oh, my cat is now attempting to stalk the squirrel in the window. I feel like it's not like too bad of me to say that I live on like the ground floor, so all of the squirrels are like right here. I'm used to living like up. Yeah, see, I'm totally fine with her not liking it because more for me. She's like, "Oh, what if we turn it into like chocolate? Wouldn't that be better? Like it would be sweet." And I was like, "No, my beloved cacao." Um, yeah, Bran, you can type Joe in chat. Joe gifted 50 subs yesterday, like a madman, and so I owe 5 giveaways. We've already run 2 of them. We ran 2 yesterday, and then for the rest of the week, we're just gonna run 1 at the start of every stream. So if you're interested in entering, the code will always be Joe. Everyone can say Joe in chat. And if you are in the US, I will pay to ship a piece of art to you. I'll give you like 3 choices of like what you want because I want you to get something that you like. And if you're in the US, I will pay for shipping. If you are outside of the US, you can still enter, but you will have to cover shipping on your own or get like a courier service or something just because it's so expensive. I was trying to find a way around it, but it's not. I couldn't find one. I couldn't find a cheap way to ship internationally. But yeah, the giveaway is only for the month of October while we're doing our little daily art bubs. So get in while you can. I need to look at this one more closely and understand what's all happening here. Joe, am in the US, cries in European. I'm sorry, Jimmy. Yeah, I was looking at the prices and ugh, it's so annoying. Sorry, I'm just really focused on this flower. I'll look up a chat in a minute. Why must the Atlantic Ocean be so vast and oceany? Yeah, unfortunately. I was talking about this yesterday. I don't understand how, because, like, with stuff like Temu, like, the whole reason their business model works is that they're using, like, a tax exemption thing designed to make it affordable for people, like, individuals to send items, like, over international waters. And I'm just like, okay, but how are we meant to be doing it, though? Because I don't know. Because they're like, oh, yeah, if it's, like, smaller than a parcel or whatever, it's meant to be, like, taxed differently, or, like, you're not supposed to do as bad of imports. And I'm like, imports are still pretty bad, dog. Like, I don't understand why it would cost me $80 to send a little pin to France, but Temu can do it for under 30. Doesn't make sense to me. Also, hello, Greenium. I'm doing alright. We're doing some flowers. I only vaguely understand what I'm doing. I'm not really good at, like, closed up flowers because they look, like, weird and I don't understand them. This is coming from someone that was literally a botanist. Like, I understand the concept of, oh, flowers haven't opened yet, but drawing them, they just look different. Like, they look so different to me. Vaguely understand, they say, meanwhile creating lovely art right in front of our faces. It's working, but I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand what makes it do. I want another little leaf to go like here. There we go. Do I need any more leaves? I feel like it's alright. I might end up doing something down here, but I kind of like that it's open. Stuck in the office for today. Seems I might make arrangements to sleep here. Oh, goodness. I hope you don't actually have to do that. I hope you're joking. What I'm gonna do here. There we go. This makes more sense to me. Ta-da! I should do the leaves next because I started with leaves, but I don't want to. All I want to do is the flower. I need to darken up. I'm just going to start in random places and just start rendering. And hope that it goes well. Yeah, I hope I have a quiet day at work, but my problem with my work is that I don't know how busy I'm gonna be until I show up. Like yesterday I managed to get my work done incredibly early. Like I got it done incredibly quickly rather. But there have been times where I've come in and there's just been a million billion things to do and it's literally just day by day. It changes. There's no way to tell. Because a lot of what I do involves like things that are like shipped to the business that I work at. And so it's up to the postman how much work I have. Oh, and I must take a stretch break. Oh. Brian's got the trifecta. Good job, Brian. I want to play more little redeems with my channel points. Because I don't really have anything fun aside from You Can Drown Me. I can... You're the real first in my heart. That's a lie. That's my wife. I also need to take a sip. Sorry for the dings. I don't know if it's annoying or not. It's just my wedding ring hitting the marble. Okay, that has cleaned it up somewhat and made it slightly more easy for me to not be losing my mind. I mean, you were the first one to press the first button. Yeah, you're the first person to say first. That makes you the first. At some point, towards the end of the month, I'm going to need to make a different overlay because turning and burning will be over, but I'm still planning on doing art streams. They won't be as frequent. They'll probably be 2 or 3 times. I'm taking this off so it stops stinging. Um, but would we want to have a stream where it is just me making an overlay, or do we think that would be boring? Because I can just do it off stream. It doesn't matter. Oh, Pokemon music. Overlay making is usually very cozy. Nice. Yeah, I don't really have any ideas. So I feel like it would just be a lot of... I also don't have... Well, I do technically have a tablet, but I don't use it really on my computer. So it would all just be like MS Paint style doodles while I like thumbnail out what I want to do. I've been considering like making a wood burned overlay. Like actually taking a giant piece of wood that's like the size of the entire like frame and like burning on it and doing different layers because like I could like stagger it like like you could have the background and then you could have like me in the foreground that's like an actual second piece of wood and then I could take a vertical picture of it and do it that way. That would be amazing. The only thing is that I don't have a piece that would be that big. I like my biggest pieces right now are like 5x5s because I love working quite small. So I would have to either use a whole bunch tiled together and then go in Photoshop and like clean up the edges, or I would have to buy more wood, which I'm not gonna. Even if I ordered it right now, I don't think it would arrive to me soon enough because most of the wood that I get, like these little circles, I get wholesale. Just because I order so many at a time because I go through them so quickly. So that would be my only constraint, but I do think that that would be a really fun idea. I think it would be cool to do like a wood burned tree on one corner and have me like either sitting underneath the tree or like perched on top of it, or maybe like me as like a little fairy, like the fairy VTuber style, sitting inside of a flower would be cute. But that would be a lot of work. I don't know if I could get that done, even doing the Inktober's, like even doing it as an Inktober thing. I think it would have to be a separate uh, kind of thing, like a separate kind of stream. What I could do is I could make like I could be building the overlay on stream as stream is progressing, like completely get rid of the overlay that we have now and just have the wood piece with everything sketched out, and then as it fills in over the process of a couple streams, like you just watch it being created. And then the last thing would be my little model because that wouldn't be able to be physically there. It would have to be a digital model. I think that that could be actually a whole lot of fun. I changed my mind. We're doing that. Seriously, sounds so cozy. I say go for it. If it needs big wood, then maybe you could use the actual piece uh, as a frame or something, IRL. What do you mean? Gapchan, hello. How are you? Do we? I don't think we have any mods in chat, so I can shout out Gobchan myself. Yippee! Everybody go follow Gobchan. The last that I saw, Gobchan was doing some really cute little, like, your character here style, like, pieces for Halloween. I don't know if you've done anything after that. That's just the last stream that I watched, yesterday. I was doing a little lurksy. Yeah, we were talking about what my overlay is going to be after Churning and Burning is over. Because Churning and Burning is an October only kind of deal. I just keep yapping. Bless. Yeah, I would have to measure out, because I would want it to be a bigger piece so that I could have as much detail as possible. Because I was gonna say, like, oh, I could just zoom in on like one of my 5x5s and just make it like a 4x3 or something like that, whatever the conversion would be of a 5x7, make it smaller. I guess it would be a 3x5 would be with the smaller one. You could just make the wood overlay and then use it, pop it out on a wall, the pictures in it or something. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. Like, actually put it, like, up here. Like, hang it from the camera. That would be cute. That would be so cute. No, I can just suck it up and go to the art store and get some bigger pieces, because I do want to work on bigger pieces. Everything I do is quite small, and it's kind of annoying because, like, I want so much detail in my work that it's just not possible with the size that I'm working at. Like, even this was originally going to be, like, a much smaller piece, and then I'm like, no, I want so much detail. And I just physically, like, working in, like, with little metal tips, you inherently can only get things to be so small. I did the perspective lines on this wrong, whoopsies. I also don't like how this is spotted, but I know if I keep touching it, I'll keep messing it up. So I just need to leave it. I'll just burn around it, maybe. Maybe that'll even things out a little bit. There we go. Another happy little accident. Yeah, it does kind of work with the way the shading needs to be, because this spot does need to be darker. So I'll just darken up the rest of it and make a match. Easy peasy. I think other wood burn artists would disagree with me, but I do think that wood burning is quite forgiving. And that is something that I like about it. Because, like, technically speaking, you can only, like, get rid of so much, but, like, you can do a lot. And I want this to just be the lightest little buzz, just for a little bit of contrast. I just want little wispy lines. Just every now and again. not contrast, to give it movement, rather. Give it a little bit more kind of structure to it. I don't know how to talk about art. I wish I did, but I've only taken like one art class in my life, and it was an art history class in college. I had the option to take like an actual art class in college, but I was told that the teacher was a hard ass, and I was scared of her. Even though my academic advisor was like, "No, no, I think you'd really like her." I was too scared. This to be quite light as well to contrast against this mess. It can be darker at the bottom still though. And this needs to be dark because there's a shadow being cast on these. What I'm doing right now to get these really darks down, like dark lines down here that fade very quickly into like almost white, is I'm holding it for just a second and then I'm very quickly dragging it up in a very jerky motion and just kind of trying to keep the curve where I need it to be. Here, this needs to be darker. Boop, 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 boop. This still needs to be darker. Yeah, I feel like I think that wood burning is so forgiving because my only other really like artistic medium that I'm familiar with in any meaningful capacity is watercolor, which I consider to be the least forgiving. I think watercolor is beautiful when other people do it. I hate doing watercolor because I want it, like I want total control over the art that I make, which is not what watercolor is about. Watercolor is inherently about like, all right, we just kind of got to go with the flow. And I'm like, but I am autistic. Don't ask that of me. Don't ask me to just be chill. I will not be. I will scream and cry if my colors bleed in a way I don't like. So I try not to do, except for like very, like, I like incorporating watercolor with wood burning because it's fun to do like a light wash of color over what I'm working on. But I don't do watercolor just on its own because it stresses me out. When you're burning, you're also creating a slight dent in the wood. Like the finished piece is textured to the touch, yeah? Yeah, it really depends. I can definitely, like I have pieces that are a lot more textured. Like this, if I can zoom in. If it would allow me. There we go. Yeah, you can really see the texture lines in this, like especially if I hold it up to the light. There we go. You can see, like, I tried to make all the texture lines vertical to contrast with all of the lines here being horizontal. And I'd also try to make the bare horizontal so that it would be like the fur going back this way. But I've also done other stuff where it's a lot of very intentional line work. Here, you can see this. You can see that I've made it go around the piece because it is part of a series. And the first part of the series that I did was these. And so I started out doing the ripples around the lily pads, and then I just continued. This one is probably my roughest. You can see it has these really dark patches down here. We don't actually want that. That was just a mistake on my end. My smoothest is probably this one, which is the third one in this piece, where everything is very evenly going around, except for this one little bit up here. Hold on. I can fix it. I can fix it. I can fix it. There we go. Everything is like very evenly going around, and like you can feel it like this, and it's very distinct. But if you look at the parts in the middle, it's like, even though it's the same level of darkness, if you're looking at it, it's not as dug in because I was doing a lower heat setting. So like this is very much like I set the burner to 10, which is as high as it'll go, and I like pressed into it like as hard as, like not as hard as I could, but I pressed very firmly into it, versus this stuff was more about sitting the pen on the surface and waiting and letting time do it, letting time be the darkener rather than the pressure. And so that will allow you to have the dark lines without necessarily all of the texture. Like there's so much more texture on this than even on this, even though this also has texturing, like intentional texturing to it. And they're both the same level of darkness, more or less. So yeah, there's a whole lot you can do with texture, and it's why like there's so much to wood burning that just doesn't get conveyed if you're like just looking at it, because it is an entire, like all of your senses are, let me get this to refocus, there we go, all of your senses are involved, because like you can feel all of the ridges, you can like smell the wood, like even when it's sealed I feel like you can still smell it a lot of the time. But it's like so much is missed when you're just like watching it on a screen, and it's why I think it doesn't like display too well in galleries, because like I have seen some like really cool wood burning in galleries, and I would love to submit my pieces to like a folk art gallery, but I feel like so much of it is lost. It's why I also don't really like laser engraved pieces, because they also lack a lot of that. It's too machine. Even though I understand that like the designs are still made by people, it's like, okay, but your lines are too perfect, and they're too straight, and they're all the same like depth. I'm just not as big of a fan. Also, you are welcome for the little explainer. I love doing little explainers. But yeah, the little grooves in the wood is something that I actually used to be really self-conscious about when I first started. Like I hated it. I wanted all of my stuff to look exactly like all of the laser engraved things you would see at the stores. I wanted my lines to be crisp and clean and not have any burning around the edges. And I feel like that's why I do so much now that's like intentionally goes against like what younger me thought was like the gold standard for like what quality wood burning is. Like intentionally adding those, like this little faded bit up at the top here even. I feel like you could really play around with the way the light catches the texture if you were to exhibit these pieces. Oh, for sure. Yeah, because like if it's faced like at a 90-degree angle and there's just light above it, the light will hit the bottom of the grooves and not like the center of it. So it's entirely different, like the lighting, if you're looking at it head on versus if you're looking at it up on a wall, like on a table versus on a wall, for example, they display completely differently. The one piece that I saw that was wood burned that was at like a local gallery was some like bowls, and I really loved how they did the bowls, and I can't even imagine, like working in 3D is already hard. Working in 3D and trying to wood burn on a sloped surface without burning yourself is a level of skill that I so greatly admire. I've not gotten the chance to practice on bowls because they're hard to source. I get the feeling that the guy that exhibited it like hand turned them on a lathe or got somebody else to do it for him, just because I've not been able to source any like unfinished wooden bowls. I can source bamboo ones, but it's not the same. Like it would burn very similarly, but it is quality wise not Like the grain is different and everything. Yeah, that's my little soapbox for the day. Oh, and then this is interesting because this is actually going up like this. So I have to turn around the lines that I'm doing. The one thing I will say is I've not really established a good lighting, like a good source of light. Like it's vaguely up here, pointing vaguely, or I guess vaguely up here, pointing vaguely like this kind of direction, because it's hitting this point and it's hitting these. But I guess it's amorphously just the sun. Yeah, that is the one part that is, I'm not even going to say bad because I love turning and burning with Tirif when Tirif's here. But Tirif is a like not really graphic designer. Tirif is like a digital artist. That's the word I'm looking for. Tirif does do graphic design though, I believe, in addition to the art that they do. But we have like such different bases when it comes to like where our skills are that it's hard for us to even have a conversation about our art because it uses such vastly different mediums. So it's not very like Tirif definitely gives me the space to go on my little artsy rants, and I definitely feel like I give Tirif the space if Tirif ever wants to. Um, but it can be a lot more focused when it is just me talking to chat, or when it is just Tirif talking to chat about like the other day they were talking about Uzumaki, which is I've not seen or read. So I'm just like, I don't know what this is. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna do a little bit of stippling in here, and then I'm mostly gonna leave the middle bit alone because I want the texture, but I also don't want to darken it up. There we go. We'll consider the middle done. Diversity of opinion and background is good, though. Interesting, even. Oh, I 110% agree. There's like a bunch of times where we'll just like talk about stuff and have like really interesting conversations because we're coming at it from such different places. Like we had a conversation about AI art and how much it sucks and how much it's dick. And I was coming at it from a perspective of like, well, like I think that it sucks from an environmental point of view because I'm primarily like that's my primary jam is being worried about the environment. But I have the kind of privilege to not have to worry about AI like image generation replacing my art because my art is a thing that can inherently only exist in the real world. Like in the same way that Tirif doesn't have to worry about like laser burners replacing them because it's completely separate. Like AI can like steal my designs and stuff and can like generate images that look like wood burning, which it does do, and it's not very good at it because it's not been trained on a whole lot of wood burned art because there isn't a whole lot of it. Um, but like at least compared to like digital art. But it's like I have less to worry about in this one particular avenue, but more to worry about in like this other aspect. So we got to have a really interesting conversation about like I don't know as much about the AI art, like AI image generation side of things as TRF does, but I also know a whole lot about the like environmental disasters that are going to be caused by all the data centers. Um, so we had like a really good conversation about that. It is annoying that I know TRF gets. Well, I won't put words in TRF's mouth. I know that a lot of artists don't like talking about like AI generated shit whenever chat brings it up because it's like constant, and I don't understand why chat is like so obsessed with like, oh, is it okay if I use AI art under this? Like, shut up! I don't care. Don't talk to me. Like, I do understand those annoyances, but I do think that it's interesting to still like share information about like, hey, here's why this thing is dog shit. Yeah, they have machines that would burn, but it's the like it's not even that handmade is what people want because people do love the machines that do the wood burning. Like that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about like laser engravers. But it's never going to be the same. Like it's never going to be the same people that um like it's different audiences, so it's fine. Like I'm not worried about like AI like AI engravers. That would be a nightmare. That would actually take my job from me. But like I don't worry about like lasers taking like space lasers taking my job or whatever. Because I just don't have to worry about it versus like there is a genuine worry about AI trash taking real artists' jobs away from them. Like in like more traditional and like in the standard sense, not in like literally traditional art. Like traditional and digital art do have that worry, and it's a very valid worry to have. AI sucks balls. But no, it was interesting being able to have that conversation coming at it from two like very different places because my background is in botany, which is why everything I do is plants. Well, everything I do is like plants or like nature decomposition shit. I don't really like drawing people because that's not my jam, but I guess I will if I have to. Like the animation industry, it's in shambles. I mean, I think the animation industry has been struggling for a while because of a lot of different reasons. This is more of a conversation to have when Tira's here because I don't know jack about the animation industry. But like as an outsider, AI animation looks bad. Like it's not there yet. I think that it might be if enough money is put into it and if it gets to steal off of more people's stuff, but I don't know. I feel like the animation industry right now has bigger issues when it comes to like you need to be paying your guys. There's this little company here that does a bespoke laser woodcut map of your local area. Oh, that's so cute. I guess that counts as a form of wood burning, though. Honestly, when I see them, they're too clean. I want a handmade version of that, though. That would be so cool and so much more alive. Yeah, there was a guy on TikTok that was doing like globes, like 3D globes. Oh, there's an ad running. Sorry. This just means I didn't even see that there was an ad. My bad. Um, a lot of layoffs, but that's many reasons. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Here, I'm gonna post in the Discord real quick that it is time for the giveaway to end to see if anyone wants to hop in. Yeah, I have considered taking like commissions of like stuff like a little map or something like that because that would be so easy and so cute to do. I did say that it was ending at 12. We'll go until like 12:10 because of the ads. Clickety clack. Yeah, I've got what keycaps do I have? Let me check. Let me pry up a key. I've got brown keycaps. I have the Royal Kludge keyboard in white. Royal Kludge, I believe 87 in white. Alright, I've posted something in the Discord and we will give it a couple of moments. Click, click, clickety clack. You should get a good keyboard. Yeah, I really like it. The only thing is, I don't recommend the Royal Kludge for like as your first keyboard because I have a couple of issues with connectivity. Sometimes it just doesn't want to connect. Oh, hello, Bunny Bee. Thank you for entering. Bunna for Beyblade, I love you. Bee. Oh, that's a cool frog. Thank you. It is my frog. It is mine. It is mine. It is my frog. Forg. Brogue. Anyway, I'm gonna run the little thingamajig now. Can we get a bada 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 bada? I can't be bothered to hit the B key more than once. We got a bada da 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 da. Good enough. And we get to run the little roll it. Nightbot will tell us who has won. Bada 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 bada. I have only known Alfie Frog for 20 seconds, but I would die for them. Thank you, thank you. Brian, you won. Brian, I know you're here. You won. You won, buddy. You won. Brian, what kind of things do you like? Just generally. Congratulations, Brian. I don't know. We have a whole bunch of plants. We have an assortment of animals. We have things like ships and lighthouses. These are the genres of things that I have in my possession. But yeah, if you want, I can just choose 3 random pieces and like show you a picture of them and you can decide what you like. Do I have you added on Discord? No. Here, if you... We're in the same servers, though. We're in Chef Cat together, da? Here, if we do !Discord, you can hop over there and join the Cord. If you're not already over there. And then I should have my DMs open if you want to DM me. Otherwise, I'll DM you. I'll go and find you. But I will send you a DM after stream with details about the prizes. And thank you for participating in the giveaway as sponsored by Joe, our friend Joe. Thanks, Joe. You won't send me a pipe in my mailbox, right? I would never. Just for that, I'm gonna like wood burn a picture of a pipe bomb and put it in the package, just like a PNG. You never know. True. It's why I specified that like you have to be comfortable sending me like somewhere to mail things to, because like I get if people aren't, but I'm also like I can't do nothing about that. I don't have anything digital to give you. Something I've considered is making like a little pattern ebook. It would probably be something where it's like this is like I would probably offer it for free on like itch.io and just be like, hey, pay what you want. Kind of a deal. Um, where it just has like a bunch of images that I've collected over the years. Because a lot of what I do is public domain. Um, like it's all based on images from like the 16 to like late 1800s typically is the time frame that I typically work in. And so I'm like I wouldn't be comfortable necessarily monetizing that because it's not like it is just stuff you can find online, but I also know how difficult it is to like comb through hours and hours of like library archives, which is basically how I work most of the time. So I would love to be able to make that process easier for people. But I wouldn't be comfortable taking I on the one hand wouldn't be comfortable taking money. On the other hand, I am just like, oh, but it takes so much work. So I would probably make it like, hey, listen, I've done a lot of work. I've spent a lot of time on this, but also this is stuff you can get for free. So I'm not gonna make you pay money. Just do what you want with that. No, I don't know how much people would actually care for that because a lot of my audience doesn't actually do wood burning. It's like it's resources that would be like good also if you do any kind of like embroidery stuff like that. Like it has multiple uses, but for the most part, a lot of the people that watch me are surprisingly like not even artists because they mostly come over from my friends who are all gamers. So I don't know how much anyone would actually care if I put something like that together. Like in my immediate circle, at least. Also, welcome on in, Daryl. This needs to be darker. There we go. Are you winning? Kinda. I mean, Brian won. I'm not an artist, but art Twitch is my safe space. It's just so darn cozy, and I literally met my IRL partner watching art on this here platform. Art Twitch, best Twitch. That's so cute. I think I knew that about you, but I'm not confident on it. I also met my now wife through Twitch, but it was through gaming Twitch. You now know it because time isn't real. You've always known it. This is true. This is true. Time isn't real. Time is an illusion. Also, I'm hungry. I need more smoothie. Yum, yum, yum. Man, I wish time was just slightly more of an illusion. I've been so busy lately. I've just been so tired. Like, I could be waking up earlier, and that would, I think, help with the amount of things that I have to do every day, but I don't wanna. I'm already tired. Yeah, I love in my goals. I was like, I'm gonna post a video once every 2 weeks on my channel. I've posted 0 videos. I'm almost done with 2 different videos. But the problem is that one of the videos, because I mostly edit on my laptop, it's very infrequent that I sit down and I edit here on my computer because most of the time, if I'm here, I'm working on wood burning at this point. But there's one video that can only be finished on my desktop computer because it needs Photoshop, and Photoshop is not on my laptop. And so that's been stalled. because I've not bothered to log into my actual computer. And then there's another one that I have been working on my laptop that I'm hoping will be done by the end of this week. And then there's an entirely third video that I want to make before Halloween, because it's a Halloween specific kind of video. So if I don't get it done now, I'll wait until like next year to post it, which just means it's not getting posted. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on. I don't have time for any of it. Jivy honestly has me so like Jivy. You were talking about the like custom maps that like the engraver was doing. That would honestly, I really want to do that now. That would be so fun. I have a map. Sorry, several projects in the works at the same time. Not enough time for all of it. True artist confirmed. You know, that's very fair. I don't know any artists that aren't just constantly working on 50 things at all times. I have the ADHD that doesn't like finishing projects. I'll get like 80% of the way there and then I'll run out of steam. No, I think it'd be so cute to do like some little maps. That would be so fun. I have like a map. It's actually at my mother's house. I need to bring it here because I want to hang it up on the wall. That's like a topographic map of the Appalachian Mountains, where I grew up and where I live, where I lived. I am briefly not living there, but it's like falling apart a little bit, and I would love to make a somewhat like 3D topographic map out of wood burning. That would be so fun. I would have to, once again, I think I just need to, I think Shuby's just convinced me that I need to buy bigger wood pieces to work on bigger projects, is I think the consensus that's been come to. Shuby has inspired me to spend money. Thanks. The maps do look really cool. I'd love to see your version of such a wood burning. Yeah, I think it'd look fun. I think it would also be like one of the few, because you were talking about like the business that you're talking about offers it as like commissions, right? Like basically, where they're like, oh, we'll do it like a custom thing. But I like the idea of doing those styles of commissioned pieces, because like my problem with commissions is that I'm scared of exiting my comfort zone unless it's on my specific terms. And so that's like so I've not done commissions because I'm scared of that. Don't wanna. But I feel like that's like an interesting way of kind of being like, okay, I'll do this one specific kind of thing. You can't just ask me for anything. You can ask me for this thing and I'll give it to you. Yeah, it's bespoke. Bespoke is a good word. Yeah, that is a good word. Because it's not like completely custom. Or like it is custom, but like it's not like a commission where it's fuck around, do whatever you want basically. Within like a few set rules, like no furries or no mecha or whatever. When I'm not doing wood burning, I design cross stitch patterns and I put them up on Etsy, and I want to make a whole series of like American state like birds and flowers. And I've done a couple of them, but I don't have a whole lot of like some of the birds are weird. But that's another thing that I think would be really cute. Is like kind of bespoke state things for the Americans or country things for just in general. I want my map with furries and mecha, and you can't stop me. Honestly, I would be pretty comfortable doing mecha. in comparison to like I would draw a mech before or a furry before I drew like a human being. I've drawn a couple of people, like Woodburned rather, a couple of people. I really don't like how they turn out. It's so easy. Like with flowers, flowers are very forgiving. Um, the flowers will forgive basically anything you do to them and they'll still look like flowers. People, you do one freaking line wrong and suddenly eyebrows are all fucked up and it no longer looks like a man. Like I made content warning for if you don't like eye horror, look away now. But I made. Please don't put the wood burner on people. I won't. I won't. Content warning: if you do not like eye horror, turn off your eyes for 30 seconds. But I made this a couple of days ago, and it's like very much trying to be realistic, and I feel like it's not coming across because, and I know why. It's like for a few specific, like I don't like how dark I made some of this stuff, and I don't like the lack of texturing on the skin, and these lines are too harsh. It's like stuff like that. Where it's just like so easy to mess up when you're doing like a person. It's looking into my soul. Um, the eye horror is gone. If you do not like eyes, you can return. But yeah, it's just so easy to mess up if you're burning people. I'm sorry, there's no good way to phrase that. It looked great though, thank you. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with it. To be clear, I think it does mostly work. It's just there's a couple of things. And if there's a couple of things when you're drawing like a whole person, it very quickly just kind of falls apart. I've got examples on my Instagram. One or two. I might have actually taken them down because I didn't like them. Like or like privated the posts. I don't delete stuff off of Instagram permanently. I just hide it. Where I've like attempted to draw, like at one point I drew a fairy and another point I tried to draw like a mermaid, and neither point has it come off looking good, or like looking up to my standards at least. Oh, partner made lasagna, so I have to go have din din. Thanks for the lovely stream and hangout. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye bye. Have a fun lasagna. It was lovely having you. Bye bye. Sorry, I'm once again getting focused on the flower too much. Um, There's something else I was going to talk about, but I do not recall. Oh, Addie, I told Sam already, and I think I told you that I'm not going to send out your pieces until probably Saturday, just so I can have like a whole day to do all the traveling that I need to do. Which is really just like a 20-minute trip to my mom's, but I only have like 2 hours in the morning before stream starts, so taking 20 minutes is actually a decent enough portion to where I don't want to. Yeah, no worries. Cool, cool, cool. And this part has to be really dark because it's in the middle. And it's also a little bit bent over on itself. And then we'll do what we did with the other ones, where we're just kind of doing vague stippling inside of here because we don't want it to be too dark. There we go. That's good. I want to darken up this line now. Is this flower the only piece you've been working on, or did you finish one? This is it. It's taken me a surprisingly long time, but it's also like very detailed, so it's not, I suppose, that surprising. I had a second little flower petal here, but I don't like it, so I'm getting rid of it. Oh, creaky door. And now it's just been this. We've been taking our little bit of a time with it. Oh. I need a stretch break. Hands hurt. Snap, crackle, pop. Oh, hi, kitten. Hello. Whoop. This little menace is ruining my life. Aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you, little baby? Aren't you? Here you go, little face. Little face on the camera. Little face on the camera. Little baby girl, little baby girl, little baby girl is trying to escape. Little baby gets kissed. Little baby gets kissed. Little baby don't have a say. Little baby get kissed. I have to like shake out my hand. Oh, yesterday she oh my god! I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's so funny. She broke my monitor today. She pulled the HDMI cable out of my video card, like the one that was plugged into my monitor, in such a way that it broke the video card's HDMI port. And I don't have a different like DisplayPort wire. So I'm only working on one monitor today. The other one is like off to the side. Which is why I can't read YouTube chat today. I'm sorry. I wasn't gonna try and tab between them. Um, if you're on YouTube, Corey, I love you, but I can't see you. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna take a little knife break, which is where we stop burning things and instead start stabbing. Because I want this to be smaller. I actually bet that I could use this as like a highlighter because it creates these like little grooves in the wood that I bet that I could use. Exacto blade, my beloved. But yeah, I bet I could use them to add more highlights because the light would catch them differently. Alright, Exacto blade goes away. Oh, I suppose I should finish the flowers before I move on to the leaves. I just realized that I've got this little piece left. Whoopsies. I had a dream where I randomly got a notif on Discord that you had invited me to a server, presumably to play games, but you introduced me as your dog best friend. I mean, that just happened. Don't you remember that? That happened like last night. Are you okay? Do you not remember we played Valorant together? I want to play more fishing. All I want to do is fish. Is that too much to ask? All I want to do is fish. I'm gonna try and do the leaves in black. What I want to do actually is I want to take a little pencil and I want to mark out the lines, because if I'm doing black on white, then I need to leave some areas. If we do something like this, then the pencil areas are going to be the ones that we leave. These are just like your standard, like, child drawing leaves. That's not my fault. That's what they look like. This one should be a bit more rounded. The children copied you, not you copying children. Exactly. Though if I there's a height joke to be made about me copying children. Yeah, we can do something like that. No, yeah, sadly you do need their clothes. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Yeah, so if we do this like this. This leaf goes all the way up and back here. So if we do that, and then if we come back with our eraser, which I have misplaced. Where is my eraser? Uh-oh. Maybe we can't erase this. Where is it gone? Is it in the knife drawer? It is in the knife box. Of course. So yeah, if we go in, we can then erase the gray lines. And then it's a little leaf. I'm just getting the hardest ones out of the way first, honestly. Just doing the smallest ones and then working up. Whoop. Can't wash away the sins. No. There we go. See, this one's so much easier. Saying that, I'm sure I'm gonna mess up immediately now. Oh, hello, Zelda music. I love you. feel like we can make this smaller. I feel like we can make it smaller without completely getting rid of it. I'm confident in our abilities. This is a pencil. This is the opposite of what we want. Ta-da! Ayo. How do, Phoenix? I too am confident in my abilities. And abilities to do what exactly? That sounded mean. I'm genuinely like, what are you most confident about? I didn't mean it in a shitty way. What do you have to be confident about, huh, punk? I'm blacksmithing, so I won't be answering much. Holy shit. How can you say that and then not expect me to ask you a bunch of questions that requires you to be present to answer? What are you blacksmithing? Do you have like a forge? I have so many questions. You can't just drop this knowledge on me and then leave. Knife or armor? What, you just haven't decided yet? Is usually what I make. That's so cool. Oh, Addie was being shitty. I don't feel bad then. Because I said I'm confident in our abilities, and you said I'm confident in my ability. I see. You're being a dick. That makes so much more sense than you actually expressing any kind of like positive attitude towards yourself. I get it now. Forge is a propane forge on my barbecue cart, and my anvil is bolted to a stool. That's so cool. I want to make a little forge, but I don't think my landlord would like that very much. I want a little crucible so I can smelt, like jewelry. I want to be able to smelt like solid rings. Do you have an apartment? Yeah, I am on the ground floor, but I don't have like a I don't have any kind of yard space. And my windows look directly out onto another apartment in the same complex, like apartment building. Because it's like a campus of a bunch of different small apartment buildings. So I don't think my neighbors would appreciate me starting like fires right where they can like see. And like I could build one at like a family member's house because I do have family in the area, but then it would be like how frequently would I go and visit my little crucible? You have a big ol' area since you're in the corner. Oh, that's fun. You have a channel Discord. I'll show mine in there. You can go in like art talk or something like that. Because that's more about talking techniques and stuff like that of like stuff we're making. Snap, crackle, pop. Oh, and I only have a couple of minutes left to finish my little leaves. No, I must hurry. Okay, person with loud motor. That's fine. Man, I would kill for some of JB's lasagna. I want Chewy to come back and give me their lasagna. Swoop, swoop, boop, 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 boop. Even when I make a piece bigger, I'm still working on a teeny tiny scale. I cannot escape this. Yeah, anything you post in the Discord, I will look at in like 10 minutes when we end stream. I will take a little peep with my little papers. Are you actually in the Discord? Here. Discord. There you go, just in case. Yippee. Sorry, I'm once again just like in the zone. That's the problem with streaming art versus just like doing it on my own. Is like normally I have so much like focus, like that I don't like. I can only focus on my art. But here it's almost like the art is expected to take almost a backseat to being a yapper. I feel like being an art streamer is just being a just chatting streamer with a few more steps. Can I make this? I think I did. I think I did good. Sorry, I'm confused. Does Phoenix have an alt Discord that's French? What? Huh? Oh. Yeah, why does Phoenix have two? One that is French. Well, it depends because some art streams are more work with me, so they don't talk as much. That's true. I have considered doing co-working streams, especially now that they've got the whole category for it. Since I'm going to be... My schedule's going to change for the next week. We're no longer going to be free at 11 a.m. to do streams. It's going to have to be in the evening. But it means that I'm also going to have a lot of Fridays free, so I might do co-working streams where you'll all just chill with me while I edit to force me to, you know, actually edit. Man, the French one. So I joined, but it wasn't connected to my account, so now I have a second account. How does that even work? I'll ban the French one if you want. Woo! Banning the French! I won't ban you. I'll just kick you out. Kick the French. Reason for kick? French. Kick. Alright, it's gone. Alright. If you join a channel Discord, we'll make an account if you don't have one, I guess, but it's posted. Alright, cool. So I can ask, what's up with no hands? Oh, yeah, the no hands emote is, rule is because we have a member in, I'm sorry, I don't know why I can't speak all of a sudden. We have a member in the server that gets uncomfortable with, like, hands emotes, and that's as far into it as I'm willing to discuss. But they didn't even express that, like, they wanted it to be a rule. I just knew this about the chatter, so I'm like, alright, if you're gonna be in here, I'll just try to avoid using hands. The chatter's not even super active anymore, but I'm just like, if they ever want to come back around, I don't want them to be, like, surrounded by hands. Can you imagine having a 1-hour work meeting after 8 p.m.? Man, this is... Oh my god, I hate your job for you. Buddy, get better employment. Surely there's something else. I say this, I think I also have a meeting today that I am avoiding going to. Yippee! Yeah, we are over time, but that's fine. We'll just keep going until we finish. It's literally 2 leaves left. I'm not just gonna save that for tomorrow, because I just won't finish it. Any more blacksmithing questions? I think my forge is hot. I think all forges are hot. I'm an iron sexual. I can't think of any immediately just beyond being like, that's so cool. Can you share what you make at some point on the disc and the cord? Like your final pieces. I would love to see those. I think it's so cool. I'm your little buddy on break. Yippee! Shame on you. The forge has holes, but they're not the goal. Maybe not for you. Brother, what I do with a forge is holes is between me and the forge. Sorry, I have to get my head in this shot. It actually might not be. I just need to get really close to this to see what I'm doing. when you were erasing, we got some hair in the shot, but no head. They showed their head. We know what their skin is. You already know what my skin is. You don't need my head for that. No, I'm always on the fence about becoming just like a flesh tuber and just having my face here. The only thing that keeps me from it is, well, there are two things. One, I don't want my coworkers to know that I stream, and I don't want my face in the shot for that reason. But two is, I just don't feel like doing makeup every day. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just lazy. Alright, there we go. I can just do a little bit of erasing. Sorry, don't worry. I look painfully white. Oh. Oh. Woohoo! Yippee! We're done! Only 5 minutes overtime. Technically only 3 because we started late. Technically less than 3 because we started late and then immediately a 3-minute ad ran and I didn't want to start burning while an ad was running. We're done, I say, as I pick up the pen to fix some stuff. Listen, we're done. It's all fine. I can stop whenever I want to. Whenever I want to. I just don't want to is all. Alright. Now we'll consider that done. Hold up, I need to have my obligatory get my thumbnail by burning this up really hot and touching the thing to make it smoke. I fixed. Technically, I can fix all of this to make it all super light. I love X-Acto knives. Yum, yum, yum. Like a little snack. It tons of little lines. Wouldn't that be cute? Wouldn't that be cute? Wouldn't it be cute if we just kept adding things to this and just didn't ever call it done? Because if it's done, then I have to go to work. And I like my work, but I like wood burning more. You know, like we could just keep going. Yep, it's that.